Good day everyone! Welcome sa kinagigiliwan at inaabangan ng taong bayan. Ito ang The Day Talks, together with our two beloved hosts, Miss Leonor Cabanya and Liza Nielsen de la Torre.
Hi everyone!
Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning! Good morning, Liza.
Good morning, Maring Leo. Kamusta naman dyan?
So eto, alam mo na, fresh, umaga-umaga.
Sana all naman, di ba, fresh?
True. So ngayon, super excited ako dahil madami tayong guest, panibagong guest at panibago na namang matututunan ngayong araw. Ikaw ba?
Siyempre, no? New day, new topic na naman. At ikaw, ano mo
Totoo.
ba? Sobrang mga bibigatin mga guests natin for today.
Yes, totoo. Balita ko ngayon, mga guest natin ngayon is from the Department of Tourism officials.
Tama ka dyan, Mari. Kaya naman, nalaman mo na ba yung magiging topic natin? Pag narinig mo pa lang yung pangalan, Diyos ko, kala mo naman, halatang malalalim yung pag-uusapan natin for today.
Totoo. So, huwag na natin ito patagalin pa. Simulan ko na. So, may we call on Mr. Joshua S. Montiero. Please give her a big round of applause.
Hello, Mr. Joshua. Good
Hi, Mr.
morning.
Hello, good
Joshua.
morning!
Napaka-fresh naman. Parang
Sana
hindi
all
halatang
po fresh.
pagod. So, next is Miss Justine Santos.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm Justine Isaiah M. Santos, a Senior Operation Officer in Department of Tourism.
Oh, thank
Hello,
you.
Miss Justine.
Hi, Miss Justine.
Thank you.
Hi,
So, napaka-fresh din talaga.
thank you.
So, third is Mr. Jed Sinieres.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Good morning to the both of you.
Hi.
Mr. Jed, good
morning.
morning.
So, pakilala mo na ang iba, Miss Liza.
Siyempre, hindi mo papahuli. Meron pa tayong tatlo dito, di ba? Let's all welcome Miss Jeremy Sarida.
Hi, good morning everyone. I am Jeremy Serida, Planning Officer from DOT.
Hello, Miss
Hmm,
Jeremy. Ganda naman.
super pretty.
Kaya nga eh. Siyempre, welcome din natin si Mr. Harold Von Sikat.
Hi everyone, I am Harold Bonelsikat. Good morning.
Good morning,
Hi,
Mr. Harold. Siyempre, last but not the least, Miss Juliana Isabel Sasongko.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliana Isabel Susongko, your Tourism Planning Officer.
Good morning, Miss Juliana. Hello.
Good
good
morning.
morning. So, ayan, nakilala na natin silang lahat. Nakilala na nga natin silang lahat. So, ano pa ang inaantay natin?
Simulan na natin tumari. At mahaba-habang
Ah.
usapan to.
I will now give the floor to my lovely colleague here, Miss Jeremy Serida. Jeremy, you may now take the floor.
Thank you, Jed. Hi, a pleasant morning everyone. I am Jeremy Serida, a Planning Officer from Department of Tourism, and I will be sharing the continuation of the situation analysis section of a tourism plan. Situational analysis phase of tourism planning helps to develop a basis of understanding of the environment in which a plan is delivered. So basically, we can manage what we don't understand. And the situational analysis section of tourism provides a common reference point for the planning process and prioritize action. Next slide, please. For tourist attractions, by analyzing the tourist attraction, first you have to list them by name, type, and category. And you must also collect useful information about the attraction. Perhaps with the help of a tourism officers like policies, example, conservation, land use control, financial support, and etc. Historical background, the unique aspects of the attraction, and access from major airports, seaports, and land transportation terminals. Their distance, travel time, frequency, schedule, fare, and seating capacity. To give you an example, next slide please. In this table, we can see the tourist attraction by types and category. And under the nature, we can see the mountain, highland, lakes and pond, river and landscape, coast and landscape, marine park, diving spot. Then history and culture, fort and castle, cathedral and church, garden, street and soundscape, and etc. And there is the industrial tourism, agroforestry tourism, farm and ranch for tourism, fishery tourism, arts and crafts. Then sports and recreational facilities, golf, tennis, cycling road and area, hiking course, camping ground. Then in shopping mall, open air market, Sunday air market, traditional market, and local specialties and restaurants. Next slide po. Visitor data. Pag-uusapan natin yung dalawang bagay dito, yung visitor arrivals at major entry points in airports and seaports, then yung visitor profile. Next slide po. Okay, let's discuss first the visitor arrivals at major entry points. The survey on arrival at the entry point will yield the data that will be useful for calculating the demands for rooms or commercial accommodation. Then ito yung mga way para makuha natin yung mga data na kailangan natin. Makukuha natin yung number of visitor who will use room for accommodation kapag sinubtract natin yung sum ng returning residents, same-day visitors, domestic travel, sa total number of visitors surveyed. Then tatandaan natin yung mga foreigner who will visit their friends and relatives or the BFR are presumed to prefer to stay at commercial accommodation establishment. Next slide po. The mga data that need to be organized are first is yung total overnight visitors or yung V. Makukuha natin siya kapag yung sum ng residents, same-day visitors, and yung domestic BFR tourists. Pag yung sum nun, minus natin sa total number of respondents, ang kalalabasan ay yung total overnight visitors or yung V. Then yung total guest nights or the GN, kapag yung V or the total overnight visitors ay minultiply natin sa average length of stay in night or yung LOS. Then yung occupancy rate or the OR, makukuha natin siya kapag dinivide natin yung total number of rooms occupied sa total number of rooms available. Then, tandaan din natin na lagi natin i-divide yung rooms occupied doon sa total rooms na available. Hindi sa total na rooms, hindi sa total number of rooms kasi merong mga rooms na hindi available kasi baka under maintenance or renovation. Next slide. Then yung room nights, makukuha natin siya kapag minultiply natin yung number of rooms occupied or DR sa LOS or average length of stay in night. Then the total guest night, kapag minultiply naman natin yung room nights or DRN sa average number of guest rooms. Last is the rooms needed per time period. Ito medyo mahaba yung computation dito pero ganito natin siya makukuha. First na i-solve natin is yung total overnight visitors or yung B, imumultiply natin siya sa average length of stay in night at i-divide natin siya sa average number of person per room. Then kapag nakuha na natin yung sagot doon, yung isa naman yung isa-solve natin, yung average occupancy rate, i-divide natin siya sa number of nights per time period. Kapag nakuha na natin yung dalawang answer, i-divide natin yung dalawa, then yung magiging sagot nun ay yun yung rooms needed per time period. The demand data that have been collected for over a year or longer can reveal seasonality patterns. Next slide po. Visitor profile. Visitor profiles can be analyzed from reviewing the questionnaire survey. The questions within the questionnaire survey include place of residence or yung name of province or name ng county, then yung age, sex, night of stay, the number and type of companion, and the place visited. Next slide po. The interview surveys are usually done at the ports of entry. The interview surveys also include visitor profile questions similar to the questionnaire survey conducted at the accommodation establishment or the AES. Then ang question dito is yung place of residence, purpose of visit, types of stay, number of person traveling together, then A&C expenditure. Next slide po. Supply data. Meron din tayong dalawang bagay na pag-uusapan dito. Yung accommodation establishment and then yung tourism service industry. Next slide po. First is yung accommodation establishment. Nandito yung total number ng rooms na available by size. Then yung total number ng AES by type. It can be hotel, condotel, tourist inn, service, residence, apartments, motel, pension house, homestay sites, and etc. Then nandito din yung number of rooms by type. At yung classification of AES by size wherein large ay 60 or more rooms, then medium 20 to 59 rooms, tapos yung small 19 or less rooms. Next slide po. Tourism service industry. So basically, these are the service providers, and tatandaan natin na yung service providers na to, lagi natin kukunin yung information such as their business name, major activities, specialty, contact person, website, their telephone number, email, and etc. The service provider are tour operators, travel agents, tour guides, souvenir shops, and restaurants. Next slide po. Existing plans and programs. In preparing new plans, you will have to refer to existing plans and programs. This will save a lot of time and effort and avoid costly mistakes. Bali, ang titignan natin, yung mga nagawa na plano para hindi na tayo mahirapan ka na pag-aralan yung balak nating gawin na destination plan. Una nating titignan is yung comprehensive land use plan. This is the basis of land use planning at the LGU level. The socio-economic section of this document can provide data common from tourism development, and this can be obtained from the LGU Planning Department. Then yung comprehensive development data, ito yung 5-year or 3-year development plan with a capital improvement plan. The document may contain an infrastructure plan that can be informed tourism development plan. Then third, yung provincial physical framework plan. A copy of this plan may be requested from the Provincial Planning and Development Office kapag hindi siya available sa city or town level. Then yung Regional Tourism Development Plan, National Tourism Plan. Last is the Philippine Medium Term Development Plan by the National Economic Development Authority. I guess that's all for situation analysis section of a tourism plan. For our next topic, may I call on Mr. Harold Bonsicat to discuss the tools for situation analysis. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Good day. I am Harold Bonelsikat, and I am one of the information officer from the Department of Tourism. And I am going to discuss about the tools for situation analysis. Situation analysis helps develop a basis of understanding of the environment in which a plan is delivered. It also provides a common reference point for the planning process and prioritizes actions. Situation analysis, kumbaga, nakakatulong siya sa mga decision-making process by looking at the external and internal factors na nakaka-affect sa overall success. So, the analysis can provide an appreciation of the risk and benefits to the project and the organizations involved from the way in which the communication process is implemented. It also takes a snapshot view of an organization or situation and where these things stand at a certain point in time. Kumbaga, this can help to actually identify yung mga potential weaknesses, enabling responses para mas ma-develop pa bago magkaroon ng mga irreparable damage, and also ma-identify din where opportunities may exist to develop strategic alliances with group of supportive stakeholders and indicate where extra efforts can be made to develop this. Now, let's move on to tools for situation analysis. Unang-una po dyan yung SWOT analysis or the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, unahin muna natin yung strengths. So, characteristics of the destinations that have or can be developed to have strong attraction for tourists, especially where these represent an advantage over other destinations. Strengths are the things that your organization does particularly well or in a way that distinguishes you from your competitors. Dapat maisip mo yung mga advantages of your organization as over other organizations, syempre. Pero pwede itong mga motivation mo from your staff, access mo sa certain materials, or a strong set of manufacturing processes. Next naman po yung weaknesses or characteristic that place the destination at a disadvantage relative to others. So yung weaknesses naman po, of course, para din siyang strengths. Ito yung inherent features of your organization. So you have to focus on your people, resources, systems, and procedures. Now, let's move on to opportunities. So, opportunities or external chances to achieve significant growth in the destination's tourism sector by attracting additional tourists and tourist spending. Ito naman yung mga openings or chances for something positive to happen, but you'll need to claim them for yourself. Being able to spot and exploit opportunities can make a huge difference to your organization's ability to compete and take the lead in your market. Lastly, yung threats, external elements in the tourism market environment that could cause trouble for the destination. So mahalaga na ma-anticipate natin yung mga threats and of course to take action against them before you become a victim of them or mabiktima tayo ng mga threats na tinatawag na maaring maka-affect sa mismong market natin. So SWOT analysis is one of the most popular strategic analysis models. Once you identify this, you can be able to assess how to capitalize on your strengths, minimize the effects of your weaknesses, make the most of any opportunities, and at the same time, ma-reduce yung mga impact ng kahit anumang mga threats. Now, pumunta naman tayo sa isa pang analysis. Ito naman tinatawag natin na pest analysis. Pest analysis is a simple and widely used tool that helps you to analyze the political, economic, sociocultural, and technological changes in your business environment, in which it enable us to spot businesses or personal opportunities. And syempre, mabigyan tayo ng advance warning of any significant threats. It also reveals the direction of change within our business environment para syempre mas makaiwas and mas maka-adapt tayo on what we're doing to work with the change. So ano nga ba yung mga political factors to consider? Una dyan yung when is the country's next local, state, or national election. Pwede ring how could this change government or religious policy. Tsaka yung who are the most likely contenders for power. So these factors determine the extent to which a government may influence the economy or a certain industry. Para sa tourism industry, it is very necessary to analyze the political environment of the destination area, pati yung mga visa restrictions and the government's attitude pagdating naman sa tourism. Next po yung economic factors na pwede nating makonsider. Una, how stable is the current economy? Is it growing, stagnating, or declining? Are key exchange rates stable or do they tend to vary significantly? Lastly, are customers' level of disposable income is it rising or falling? How is this likely to change in the next few years? So yung isa PEST or PEST analysis, nagre-refer siya sa outside economic issues that can play a role in a company's success. And now, let's move on to socio-cultural factors pwede nating makonsider. Socio-cultural factors to consider. Una po is what is the population's growth rate and age profile? Next, are generational shifts in attitude likely to affect what you are doing? What are your society's level of health, education, and social mobility? So yung socio-cultural factors, nag-relate siya to the socio-economic environment of a given industry's market for a business para mas maintindihan natin how consumer needs are shaped and what brings them to the market for a purchase. Next naman po is technological factors to consider. Una po yung are there any new technologies that you could be using? Are there any new technologies on the horizon that could radically affect your work on your industry? Do any of your competitors have access to new technologies that could redefine their products? So technology plays a huge part sa iba't ibang mga fields and can have both positive and negative effects. So mayroong mga fields na nagkakaroon ng difficult time adjusting sa mga makabagong products, technologies, and services. So it is very important to assess the technology from all angles. So pest analysis gives you the ability to successfully navigate changes in the world around it, as well as alerting you to potential threats. It can signal brand new opportunities to expand into different markets and territories. Now let's move on to another situation analysis, which is the Butler's tourism area life cycle. In 1980s, Butler adapted the life cycle product model to the tourism industry and created the Tourism Area Life Cycle or the TALC model. So the model recognizes 6 stages in the tourism product life cycle. Ito yung exploration, involvement, development, consolidation, and stagnation, and decline or rejuvenation of the product. So Butler's model, which is a representative model of the tourist destination life cycle, sinasabi doon na yung mga tourist destination life cycle goes through 6 stages. Una nga dito, di ba, nabanggit ko yung exploration, yung involvement, yung development, consolidation, stagnant, and decline, or yung rejuvenation. So, i-define natin siya isa-isa. Una, yung exploration stage. Here is a high degree of contact with locals and use of their facilities, but with very little social and economic impact. So, sa exploration stage, so small number of visitors, they were attacked by unique natural and cultural features, low accessibility, little or no facilities for visitors, social fabrics of the community are unchanged by tourism, and tourist presence has no significant economic and social benefit to natives. Next naman po yung involvement stage. Increasing visitation induces some locals to offer facilities primarily to exclusively for visitors. Contact with locals still high and many adjust their social patterns to accommodate the changing. So sa involvement stage, the local gets involved, provides service to visitors, and get incomes from the services they provide, although interactions are still meager. So nagiging mas noticeable at mas nare-recognize yung tourist season. Halimbawa na lang yung on and off peak periods. Next naman po yung development stage. Outside investment is attracted to the destination as well as a well-defined tourism market emerges. Accessibility is enhanced and advertising becomes more intensive and extensive. And local facilities are displaced by more elaborate and up-to-date ones. So sa stage na to, makikita natin yung pagtaas ng bilang ng tourists with possibilities of outnumbering local and being equal level. So yung natural and cultural attraction sa locations na to ay mas nade-develop at this stage. At the same time, in some cases, supported by man-made facilities. So parehong nag-benefit dito yung tourists and yung mga local, and ma-observe din natin yung mga physical changes in that area. Makikita natin ng mga may pagbabago and nakapag-triggers ito ng mga negative feedback syempre sa mga locals. So next yung consolidation stage. Tourism is now part of the local economy. The number of visitors has exceeded that the locals' quality of life that deteriorates and impacts the tourism hamper negatively on the locals and environment. Next naman dito yung stagnation stage. Visitors reach a maximum point, probably exceeding carrying capacity with attendant economic, social, and environmental challenges manifesting in the area. The destination has an image of being a beautiful destination but no maintains tourist. Traffic will be hard. Artificial structures and facilities exceed genuine natural and cultural resources in the area. Kumbaga nawawala na yung sense of originality sa mga places kasi nga yung capacity levels parang relevant factors mas lumagpas na and pwede siyang makapag-result halimbawa sa mga economic problems or environmental problems. Last po yung decline stage. Here, the destination cannot compete with a new destination. It faces low patronage due to a poor appeal to tourists. Instead, it attracts more weekend visitors and daily visitors if it's still accessible. So kasama din sa decline stage yung rejuvenation stage. So all this level, renovation and introduction of new products of market segment set bringing new characteristic into the area. So this entails a total overhauling of tourism facilities in the area which tourism relies on, and this is done in consonance with destination managers and market bodies. So pumunta naman tayo sa Boston Consulting Group or BCG Growth Share Matrix. So ano nga ba yung tinatawag na BCG Growth Share Matrix? So the Boston Consulting Group or BCG Growth Share Matrix is designed to help with long-term strategic planning to help business consider growth opportunities by reviewing its portfolio of products to decide where to invest, to discontinue, or to develop products. So a framework created by Boston Consulting Group to evaluate the strategic positioning of the business brand portfolio and its potential. It classifies business portfolio into 4 categories based on industry attractiveness or yung growth rate of that industry, and syempre yung competitive position or yung tinatawag na relative market share. These 2 dimensions reveal likely profitability of the business portfolio in terms of cash needed to support that unit and cash generated by it. The general purpose of the analysis is to help understand which brands the firm should invest and which one should be divested. So relative market share, one of the dimensions used to evaluate business portfolio is relative market share. Higher companies' market share results in higher cash returns. This is because a firm that produces more benefits from higher economies of scale and experience curve, which results in higher profits. Nonetheless, it may be worth to note that some firms may experience the same benefits with lower production outputs and lower market share. So market growth rate. High market growth rate means higher earnings and sometimes profits, but it also consumes lots of cash, which is used as investment to stimulate further growth. Therefore, business units that operates in rapid growth industries are cash users and are worth investing in only when they are expected to grow or maintain market share in the future. There are 4 quadrants into which firms' brands are classified. Una yung dog. If a company's products has a low market share and it's a low rate of growth, It is considered dog and should be sold, liquidated, or responded. Next naman po yung cash cows, products that are in low growth areas but for which the company has a relatively large market share are considered cash cows, and the company has a relatively large market share are considered cash cows, and the company should thus milk the cash cows for as long as it can. Next naman po yung stars. Products that are high in growth market and that make up a sizable portion of that market are considered stars and should be invested in more in the upper left quadrants are stars, which generate high income but also consume large amount of company cash. If a star can remain a market leader, it eventually becomes a cash cow when the market's overall growth rate declines. Lastly po yung question marks. Questionable opportunities are those in high growth rate mark but in which the company does not maintain a large market share. What are the four quadrants of the BCG matrix? So the BCG growth share matrix uses a 2x2 grid with growth on one axis and market share on other each. Each of the four quadrants represent a specific combination of relative market shares and growth. Una po yung low growth or high share, companies should milk these cash cows for cash to reinvert elsewhere. High growth, high share, companies should significantly invest in these stars as they have high future potential. Number 3, high growth, low share companies should invest or discard this question mark depending on their chances of becoming stars. Number 4, low share, low growth companies should liquidate, divest, or reposition these bets. How does BCG matrix works? So BCG growth share matrix considers a company growth, prospects, and available market share via a 2x2 grid. By assigning each businesses to one of these four categories, executives can then decide where to focus their resources and capital to generate the most value, as well as where to cut their losses. Other factors to consider. The matrix is a decision-making tool and it does not necessarily take into account all the factors that a business ultimately make face. Halimbawa na lang po, increasing market share may be more expensive than the additional revenue from new sales because products development may take years. Business must plan for contingency carefully. And that's for my report. Again, I am Harold Vanesica. Now may we call on Ms. Juliana Susonko to discuss about Tourism Master Plan.
Thank you, Mr. Harold. Good day, everyone. My name is Juliana Isabel Susangco, your Tourism Planning Officer, and I'll be your speaker for the discussion of the topic Tourism Master Plan. Next slide, please. Before anything else, what is Tourism Master Plan? Strategic planning is an essential component of the tourism development cycle. A tourism master plan or any other tourism development concept is a strategic approach for a successful and sustainable tourism development of a defined area that shall stimulate positive impacts such as the product development, infrastructure development, marketing development, human resource development, and investment plan. Tourism master planning, also known as the destination development planning, is about taking a strategic rather than organic approach to defining an overarching vision and competitive positioning for a destination. A tourism master plan, sinasabi dito na ito yung mga nag-identify, innovate, and articulate ng mga potential products, amenities, programming, and experiences along dito yung mga corresponding policies and protocols that will guide the long-term sustainable planning and design of a city, state, or a country as a tourism destination. When built and implemented correctly, a tourism master plan will inspire strategies that respond to the needs of residents, visitors, and stakeholders ranging from tourism to economic development to city planning. Next slide, please. In the first element of Tourism Master Plan, we have the product development. As defined by the UNWTO, A tourism product is a combination of tangible and intangible elements such as natural, cultural, and man-made resources, attractions, facilities, services, and activities around a specific center of interest which represent the core of the destination marketing mix and creates an overall visitor experience, including emotional aspect for the potential customers. So, product development, ito yung approach for the creation or improvement of tours, lodging, attractions, events, and visitor services that can enhance the visitor experience. Kasama dito yung mga opportunities to attract investment. It just means bringing new and innovative products, experiences, and services to the market para bilhin ng mga dayuhan or tourists. Dagdag ko lang rin, no, product development could also mean developing product or experience that is already being offered in the area but is new to your business. Next slide, please. So we have here the steps of tourism product development. The following general steps are taken for tourism product development. First is research the market. At this step, the tourism marketing force conducts research on the current market to identify the opportunities. It includes economy, study of various market segments and their varied requirements, past market data, and current market and tourism trends. Second one, match the product with market. By assessing the market segments and condition for tourism, different packages are created for various market segments such that they can satisfy the requirement of each segment of individuals. Third, assess the destination. Since destinations form the basis of product development, the product development force visits the prospective tourism destination to assess its tourism potential and its ability to accommodate and serve the tourists, features of the destination, and its shortcomings. It is assessed to judge if the destination is fulfilling the requirement of accommodation, attractions, activities, or amenities. It is also checked for the ease of accessibility. Next one is understand the stakeholder role. Tourism product development is the result of collaborative effects of various stakeholders. It involves identifying all the stakeholders in private and public sectors, tourism and allied businesses, and their respective roles in creating or developing a part of a tourism product. The stakeholder meetings are conducted for creating a project plan. The project goals are set to realize long-term vision, medium-term action plans, and short-term progress assessment. The fifth one is protect building. At this step, the product is actually built using required resources and consultations of the expertise to create intermediate inputs or we call facilities and amenities, and intermediate outputs, the services. It encompasses not only development of destination infrastructure, but also support your special activities and experiences. Next is marketing and promotion. The functional and emotional benefits of the tourism at the tourist destination are communicated to the market. The marketing people create brochures, place advertisement on the business portals, and contact media to promote the destination and the product on the television and radio. Last but not the least, providing human and technical resource. It includes providing skilled staff and contemporary technology to cater the needs of tourists efficiently, to handle all tourism-related operations at the destination effectively, and to communicate with the staff easily. Next slide, please. Second one, we have the infrastructure development. So, infrastructure development is the construction of basis foundational services in order to stimulate economic growth and quality of life improvement. Most advanced economies have gone through periods of intensive infrastructure building that have improved the efficiency and competitiveness of region. To meet the unique and diverse demands of tourists, Dujmovic and Vitasovic 2014 argued that it is important to develop new tourism products and destinations, providing tourists with more sources and inspirational experience. Next slide, please. So we have here the structuring and delivery of modern infrastructure facilities is extremely complex. According to Ginick and Saptic 2012, there are 7 actions which can ensure adequate tourist and related infrastructure. First one is to ensure accessibility to and within the destination. Second, improve the communal infrastructure. Third, develop new accommodation capacities. Fourth, advance the service quality of the provided services. Fifth, develop the necessary infrastructure. Six, upgrade the existing accommodation capacities. And seven, focus in the destination safety and cleanliness. So, tourism plays a vital role in the economic growth of many countries, contributing to the development of related services and infrastructure. Dagdag pa niyan ang mga pag-unlad ng tourism ay pwedeng magkaroon ng magandang bunga sa progreso at kasaganaan ng ekonomiya ng bansa. Next slide, please. The third one, we have the marketing development. So market development is a strategic step taken by a company to develop the existing market rather than looking for a new market. The company looks for new buyers to pitch the product to a different segment of consumers in an effort to increase sales. So, market development is a two-step process to tap the untapped market. The first one, we have market research. It begins with market research, wherein a company does a segmentation analysis and short market segments, which are worth pursuing. It is an attempt to use the existing product or service to attract new customers. The goal is to expand the reach or tap into a different segment or unexplored market. A segment is defined as the small subgroup of a larger population. For example na lang, yung marketing team ng PAL or Philippine Airlines, pwede nilang hatiin yung market based sa geography, demographics, as well as the income levels, or etc. The second one, we have market development. So the next step, it involves creating a promotional strategy to enter into the market. Marketing development is important to promote the business, make it stand out from rivals, attract customers, and generate brand awareness. Many modern marketing strategies make use of the internet with websites, online advertising, email, and social media platforms, often playing a key role. As we all know naman, it is one of the world's most largest industries. The tourism industry is extremely competitive. This means that the businesses operating within the industry need to find ways to stand out from rivals, promote themselves as being the best option for tourists, and highlight some of the things that make them different or superior. Marketing is essential for achieving this, and many of the best tourism marketing tips focus on helping businesses to find a unique selling point and promote it. Next slide, please. Next slide po. So, next we have the Human Resource Development, or HRD. It has been defined by various scholars in various ways. Some of the important definitions of HRD, or Human Resources Development, are as follows. According to Leonard Nadler, human resource development is a series of organized activities conducted within a specialized time and designed to produce behavioral changes. According naman to M. Khan, human resource development is the process of increasing knowledge, capabilities, and positive work attitudes of all people working at all levels in a business undertaking. Sabi nga, in the words of Prof. T.V. Rao, sinasabi niya na Ang human resource development daw is a process by which the employees of an organization are helped in a continuous and planned way to, of course, acquire or sharpen capabilities required to perform various functions associated with their present or expected future roles, develop their general capabilities as individual, and discover and exploit their own inner potential for their own and or organizational development purposes. Third, develop an organizational culture in which the superior subordinate relationship, teamwork, and collaboration among subunits are strong and contribute to the professional well-being, motivation, and pride of employees. Next slide, please. So, in this slide, ano nga ba yung importance ng resource development in tourism? Of course, human resource development is central to the sustainability-oriented tourism development initiative. HRD also emerged as a major factor to determine competitive advantage for tourism industry, as right human resource enables to provide the right context to a tourist. So, itong mga subsystem na to ay may mga tungkulin gumawa ng resource of skilled, trained personnel for the range of tourism activity. Tourism kasi it requires trained human resource as managers on one side and staff para i-carry out both front office and back office operations. Parang leaving aside some large organizations such as chains of hotels which can afford to set up their own training schools, it becomes the responsibility of the central regulators to create an infrastructure of training schools and provide a choice of a professional courses to create trained manpower. Next slide po, please. So last but not the least, we have the investment plan. The investment plan begins with identification of goals and objectives. Then we need to match these goals with our available resources. Nowadays, there are many investment vehicles to invest in, most common being cash, equities, bonds, and property. So according to the funds available, we can invest in these vehicles to obtain our goals and objectives. Next slide po, please. In regards with the objectives, here are some of the vital objectives of investment planning. Of course, first is the safety. One of the main objectives of investment planning is the safety. In the terms of finance, one should also invest in safe investment market. Investment money market is safer than bond market. Second one is the income. In order to generate greater income, we need to invest in higher risk investment market to get higher income from it. Investors must analyze properly, evaluate their risk-return ratio, and accordingly invest in appropriate asset classes in order to enjoy the benefit of maximization of returns. Therefore, a proper investment planning is very important. Third one is growth of capital. Capital gain is different from the returns in the sense that they're only realized when the securities are sold at a higher price than the price in which it was originally purchased. Selling at a lower price leads to capital loss. Therefore, investors who want to capital gains should invest in securities for longer term. Fourth one is the tax minimization. An investor may take up those investments in order to optional for tax minimization as a part of his investment strategy. For example, na lang, yung a rich businessman may want to seek these investments with favorable tax income in order to reduce tax. And last but not the least, we have the liquidity. Many investments are liquid, which means they can be easily converted into cash. But achieving this level of liquidity requires sacrifice of certain level of income. And that ends my discussion. Again, I'm Juliana Isabel Sosonko, your speaker for today's topic about the Tourism Master Plan. Back to you, Leo and Liza.
Ayan.
Thank you, Maring Juliana. Ay, sorry, Mare. Tuloy na sana ako sa Mare. Thank you, Miss Juliana, for that wonderful topic na shinare mo. And hindi lang yun, syempre, sa lahat ng ating bisita for today. Ikaw ba, Mare? Marami ka bang natutunan?
Oo, sobrang dami ko natutunan ngayon. So, natutunan ko na ang tourism planning is nag-i-increase siya ng visitor satisfaction and increase economic benefits and the protection of our basic culture and natural resources. So, napakabongga talaga ng mga guests natin for today.
Tama-tama ka dyan. Ito mo, napakarami nating napag-discussion ngayon. At talagang anong oras na rin tayo inabot. Kaya naman, Mare, patatagalin pa ba natin po? Siyempre, hindi
Oo.
na ulit.
So, hindi na. Hindi na pa talaga nito. Mag-open cam na ang lahat and tayo ay magpapaalam na sa ating mga viewers.
Yes.
So, ayan. Thank you very much sa lahat ng nakidalo dito sa ating mga DOT officials.
Yes,
So,
maraming salamat po.
at the end, let's give her a big virtual round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Pero wait lang, Mare, may nalilimutan ka.
Hmm.
Siyempre sa mga viewers natin, huwag niyong
Ah,
kalimutan na i-like and share tong episode natin. And of course, i-like nyo na rin yung Facebook page natin para updated kayo sa mga next episodes natin. Kaya naman, Mare, let's call it a day na ba? So,
Yes. Thank you
Yes.
sa ating mga viewers. Once again, this is The Day Talks.
Day Talks. Bye-bye.
Bye.